Welcome, viewers of FMCG TV. Today we have the eminent Professor R. Vaidyanathan, retired from IIM Bangalore, on our show. And today he will talk to us about the retail revolution and the impact on the traditional Indian retail in this country. Welcome, Professor R. Vaidyanathan.
Thank you very
Affectionately
much, sir,
called as Professor RV.
for inviting me, and thanks AICPDF also for providing this opportunity. Okay.
Professor, today you are aware that there is a great advertisement going on the television every minute or in the digital media about these quick commerce companies, Zepto, Blinkit, Big Basket, Amazon, DMart, all these guys are saying that we will deliver in 10 minutes. Actually, the traditional street corner mom and pop stores have been delivering even in 2 minutes traditionally. But this new advertisement is saying that as if they are bringing a speedy delivery system to this country. The retail traders, the small, medium retail traders of this country, already mobile traders have suffered. And now FMCG retail traders, this Kirana and grocery shops are all having a terrific impact. Not because of the speed delivery, but because of the advertisement, mainly because of the predatory and deep discounting these platforms are offering. We want to have your analysis and views about this subject. Is it going to be any good for this country? Is it going to be any good for the economics of this country?
Thanks a lot for that brief introduction. I have been working in this field from 1990. I have been writing, I have been sending articles, I have been suggesting to the ministry should be done, what should not be done, and other thing. Anyhow, the retail trade in this country plays a very large role. Their share in the gross domestic product, otherwise what we know as national income, is roughly 11.5%, 11.5%, which is very, very major one. And they have been growing at 11%. Actually, the service sector in India is the fastest growing one. And they have the share of 60%. And within that, the retail trade is one of the another fastest growing one. And they have whatever in terms of employment, there is a various estimates are there. It is approximately 7 to 10 crores. Various estimates. We will come to that later. Now, how this 45,000 to 50,500 per day for 100 days, so 70% per annum. That we will, anyhow, we will analyze this. Now, the basic problem faced by the retail trade are twofold. One problem they face is pertaining to getting adequate credit, approximate credit. This is something very, very important. Not very many people are focusing on this. Only 40% of the credit for the aggregate trade market is provided by bank and other financial institution, including NBFCs, big NBFCs. 60% of the credit comes from community caste associations, chit funds, and various other type of individual lenders, money lenders and others. The rate at which they borrow is mind-boggling. For instance, my flower vendor borrows at 1% per day. 100 rupee is given in the morning, and she is expected to return 101 rupee in the evening. And not 101 rupee, she returns 1 rupee only, and the same 100 rupees she rotates. So I ask her, why are you not going to the banks and other thing? She says, Swami, that is not possible because so many forms I have to fill up. They are asking me. And then morning, I start my work at 4:30 a.m. The banks open only at 10 a.m. I can't go and stand there and other thing. And second is, these moneylenders and various other groups provider funds without any paperwork. It's mostly based on verbal contract, and they are, and believe me, sir, The NPA for all these big money lenders is practically nil. They are able to collect significant portion, and otherwise, I jokingly asked a moneylender, what is your secret? He told we have collection agents who go daily. And how to become a collection agent, I asked him. He told you should be above 6 feet height and 70 kg weight. I told I fulfill only one one thing, not both. And most of the time, the gold bangles or chain or anklet, that is given as a security if it is
Security.
required at all. This is very important because many a time experts in India mistakenly calling investment in gold is all not productive, this and that. They do not understand 70% of the credit is obtained in this country using gold as a mortgage by these small people. So the basic one problem is in terms of getting credit. Another problem for which they face is bribery. They have to bribe local police, they have to bribe the local gundas, they have to bribe for everything. There is one anachronistic act called Shops and Establishment Act. I do not know how many of you would have even gone through that or read that. You should do that. It says your shop should have adequate sunlight, and surrounding should be very neat and clean with a lawn and other thing. I every day go to buy bread, fresh bread. My dog like only fresh bread, it doesn't
Mm.
like yesterday's bread. Every day I go to buy bread from the local fellow, and there is a nalla in between the road and that fellow, and there is a wooden plank, and on the top we have to climb and then buy the bread. This is the thing. And the Shops and Establishment Act says you should not have rats, and you should have sitting facility. How
Yes.
many shops you can find a sitting facility? Except I sit on the rice bag or wheat bag which is kept outside.
Mm.
There is no sitting. One of the ministers in Karnataka, a couple of years before, openly told in the assembly that if you have to implement Shops and Establishment Act, 99% of the shops in Karnataka will be closed. Same thing in every state. It is not possible. So when it is not possible to implement, what happened? The fellow will come and take the bribe. That is, the inspector will come. You
Yes.
are not
Yes.
following. Like Food and Adulteration Act, that is another. We will not touch that. But there also, all the small restaurant, Kayandi Bhavans, street fellows, everybody has to pay him a bribe. The Food and Adulteration Inspector. So this is the very interesting and important thing. So credit availability and bribery are two important things. Some other type of lending is also there. For instance, one of the small shops, that fellow borrows 50,000. He is not given 50,000. He is given 45,000 only, and he has to pay 500 rupee per day for 100 days. And if you compute it using my financial knowledge, it comes to 75% per annum. Nobody computes on an annual basis in these businesses. This is very, very interesting. I asked my flower vendor, why are you borrowing at this high rate? He says, who else will give me, sir? And and I have a simple index of Indian economy. If both our bangles are available on our hand, that means economy is doing okay. If only one bangle is there, that means economy is slightly on the low side. If both the bangles are missing, that means we are really into a difficult situation
Difficult
because
situation.
she had mortgaged both the bangles in order to get credit. So this is the situation. Now these biggies have come. Everybody is very enthusiastic, another thing. And the biggies, they say a lot of the many government officials have told me lot of foreign, not much foreign money at all is coming. They don't require it because the local banks and local institutions go out of the way to fall at their feet to give them credit. Your name is important. Your so all our commercial bank fellows and others are going and putting namaskaram, sir, borrow from me, another thing. That is something very interesting. They have not. We talk so much about FIA and FDI. If you analyze the data, you find total FII and FDI does not exceed 12% of our investment.
Oh.
Majority of our investment comes from households. This is very, very important. And housewives are the primary reason for India's economic growth. If you ask me, somebody asked me who should be appreciated, I told put a statue of a housewife from Kamrup to Kottayam, and she is responsible for the growth. That is how the saving is sent through the banking system to the investment. Okay. So the foreign money is coming is all thing. It's only the image, most important. What is this? Technically, what is this model? How this mom and pop stores in US have been totally decimated due to this model. What we can call Mata Pita stores in India. No need to
Okay.
use mom and pop store. These Mata Pita stores have been. Idea is very simple. The economists say if the stores is keeping the goods, it is called inventory, unsold inventory. If it is brought to your house and kept, it is called consumption. Very simple, sir. So what has happened is I have been to several homes in US. Their ground floor, if you go, their basement, it is another small kirana shop. Every item is stored there because of the incentive. You know, they say that if you buy one crate of Coca-Cola bottle, you will get 4 pencils free. People
Yes.
are, I can't imagine, they travel some 100 kilometer, 100 miles in their language, reach the shop, buy one crate of Coke to get 4 pencils free. And next shop, they say, if you buy 5 dozen pencils, we will give two Coke free. You know, this type of a cross selling is very common. People accumulate too many type of thing. I always used to observe when you buy fridge, the fridge has come to most of the family. The night beggar is totally now out of circulation because nobody in the olden days, whatever is small left, you give it to the night beggar. The refrigerator has replaced the night beggar. You have to accumulate as much as possible inside your house. Size matters. That is another thing. If you observe, I can go to my Annachi shop and buy for 100 gram also. But these so-called modern, they minimum size is half kg, or most of the places it is 1 kg. So
Yes.
even if items which you are using very small, like your mustard or your other type of item, you don't, but you have to buy in bulk. The larger, the better. So that is another principle. And I remember in the 1970s, I was involved in one of the discussion with Hindustan Lever to introduce what are known as the sachet, small levels in terms of shampoo and other things. The London representative of Lever told, no way, people should buy it in huge
Bulk.
bulk, 1 liter or 2 liters only. These sachets will not be working at all for us like that. The bigger the better. He will say buy one and take one free like that. Very interestingly, one Indian person from Tamil Nadu, he introduced this sachet, and that became so much popular because large number of very poorer and small people, they can't afford to buy 1 liter of shampoo or 1 liter of oil or something. They buy in sachet, use it for a festival day or use it for going out or something that day only. So that became very, very popular. And you know, after that, now you have Procter and Gamble and Hindustan Lever also, they have introduced this sachet. What I want
Sachet.
to say, bigger the better. That is the idea. And your house should become the godown. Most of the American households are godowns actually. And car parking and all these are accumulated. This is the type of a culture, this is the type of a system they want to encourage. But is it sustainable? Now I am telling the problem is with our own Kirana fellows also. They have lost touch with their customers, first point. There used to be one Sundaram store, one Annachi Kadai, Nadar Kadai shop. It was in the crossing of Usman Road and what you may call Nadesa Iyer. In those days, it used to be called Nadesa Iyer Street. Now it is
Na-
Nadesa. So that cross. He was known in the 5, 6 streets on this side and 5, 6 streets on that side. He knew all of us. He knew the families. He knew what our parents are. He knew the children's education. Papa, have you passed your fifth standard? He will ask. Like that, all that is. Now, what has happened is a lot of huge apartments have come. That is one issue. And apartment is living apart from each other. That is what is called apartment, not having any relationship or linkages. But even then, the Kirana fellows have lost touch. So, how to deal with this issue now? And let me tell you very bluntly, don't depend on government to do anything. All the netas are corrupt in our country. If they can get some money, they will be very happy. From whether global players or domestic players or the big players. Big players can give them a lot of incentives, whereas the chota fellows can only give them love and affection. This is the type of thing which is happening. Don't depend. I'm not talking about NDA government or UPA government or this government. All netas are corrupt, I can tell you. And these regulations are meant to encourage corruption.
Corruption.
There is a job for 1,000 people in government, 1 lakh people apply. You think they are all so patriotic, they want to serve the government? No. They can make 4 times the regular salary in a government job. That is the main reason. There is no other. One of my own student, I am telling, I have been teaching for 40 years. One of my student was in a very best position in a private sector. He moved away and joined customs in those days. I asked him why. He told, what I will make in 20 years here, I will make it in 20 days there, sir. That's all. That is the very simple logic he gave. So
True.
don't try to argue with me. So don't depend on, you can go on putting application, petition. Initially, what government told, we will not allow major international players to enter. Then they told
Yes.
single brand. Then they told multi. All total lies. Let me tell you, it's only a question of getting time. They are not interested about millions of the Kirana fellows in our country. The word they use in Central Statistical Organization directory is unorganized sector. I'm very
Yes.
shocked actually. My my vegetable vendor, she comes at morning 6 o'clock, evening 6 o'clock only she leaves. Totally she sits and do her vegetable business. Same with the restaurant fellow, one small restaurant who makes idli vada and sells. He comes at morning around 7 o'clock. Night only he goes. He takes leave hardly for 2, 3 days. Diwali time. That also he doesn't nowadays. He says that is the time in which I make more money. So why I should go away? So
Okay.
these people are called unorganized. First point. And let me tell you very bluntly, most of the civil servants are not happy with these fellows. They don't like these fellows because these fellows wear dhoti. First point. They don't put a suit and boot. In India, you must have a tie to tell a lie. Then only you can survive. You must have a tie to tell a lie.
Like.
Uh, these people don't speak English also, and more, they don't even smoke cigarette. So they want to make all these unorganized fellows organized. I always ask, what do you mean by organized? Suited, booted, and speak English. That means you are organized. Is all. So do not depend on government. It is
Okay.
not going to do any help to you. Their aim, because they are all consulted by big firms and of US based, Europe based. Now there you will find very interesting in Germany and France, Japan also. There are a lot of regulations which doesn't encourage this trade of
Local
these.
trade.
You know that they
Encourage
call it
local trade.
in France. They say many of our towns and other thing are all very important archaeologically, historically, and other thing. So we will not. They have restrictions, sir, in terms
Oh,
of 20 square feet to 30 square feet only. You can have your shop. So
oh,
many type of. They don't encourage these things. We are the only ones who fall for, because our umbilical cords are tied to the Western government and Western
Mm,
uh, countries. If they give cow dung in a plastic bag, giving discount, huge discount,
correct.
cow dung is available and it will be delivered to you in 5 minutes. People will go and buy. But
Right.
if we say in Tamil Comium you buy, people will say you are superstitious, you are
Mm,
not educated and other. So there is a lot of difference. I always say, if I am giving a talk on Indian economy in one room, and another fellow, a plumber from New York, is giving a talk in another room, where will maximum people will be there? The other room only,
other
because he
room.
is white. Very important, sir. He is white, but he is a plumber. It doesn't matter, sir. He is
Mm,
white, so he knows more. So this is our attitude. So don't go by those. What can be done? There is no point in going to government, going to. You should take the challenge head on. Very important. The local kiranas should form what one can call cooperative or something. It can be pin code based now, because five pin code, if you ask, can have pin code based. Anyhow, create a cooperative. And technology is so much facilitating today. You can have an app for this area and you can deliver much faster, and you can also give discount. Kindly note one important thing: these discounts are mirage. It will be helpful to start a thing. It's called predatory pricing. I
predatory
will offer
pricing.
you something, much less. Everybody will go to you. Then after some time, the other fellow will go out of business. Then you increase your, like
Increase.
in the cell phone industry. So many were there initially.
Correct.
Most of them have disappeared. You have got now for left with your
Only two.
Airtel, Geo.
Only two.
That
We have only
even
two.
market. Stock market, finally, we had 23 stock exchanges. Not many of you may know, remember it even. There used to be stock exchange at Coimbatore, Mangalore, all this. All have gone. Now we have only Bombay Exchange and National Stock Exchange. And in that also, National Stock Exchange is the dominant one. Bombay Exchange is really suffering. What I
Yes.
want to say is, this type of thing they will build up. We don't have to be worried. So we can create this local cooperative and link them also. You can always provide linkages whenever there is a supply chain problem in one area. You can always shift it from the other area. First in first out basis you can, and all of them can cooperatively provide funds for this thing. And payment mechanism can be very easy these days with all Paytm and GPay and other thing. You don't have to worry about that also. So what I feel is the strength of the Kirana should be established. You
Established.
should. And you go door to door and collect data, collect information, fill it up in your WhatsApp. How many people are there in that place? How many children are there? How many, what type of goods you want to? And you collect from them even their monthly provision purchase.
Ocean
When I was
purchase.
in school, we always used to have monthly list where we used to go and give the list, and he will, Annachi will bring it to home, and faster and quicker. Same way, you can also have your monthly list for them. So the point is the cooperation, and this and they this type of cooperatives can be in different pin codes, four pin code or three pin code for one cooperative, and they can all be linked together to have an apex one. Actually,
Epic.
this is how, you look at the model which Gujarat practiced for this Amul, how
Amul.
they, enormous success, and all of them are not very literate type of people, not very, but it could generate enough amount of enthusiasm. And today no global company can think in terms of even entering and trying to give competition to them. They are in such a powerful position.
Yes.
So if you ask me, the anarchies of Tamil Nadu should become more alert. It can be met, and there is not much of a problem at all in dealing with them. In according to me, my understanding is the Nadars of Tamil Nadu and Muslims, they constitute a good amount of retails
Retail,
uh,
yes, sir.
in Tamil Nadu state.
Very true.
So there's nothing wrong in having a, and borrowing cost can also be brought down in this cooperative type of thing, because you can borrow using, there are a lot of local methods of getting borrowing, which is known to people, and different states the different type of arrangements are there. Kuri is there in Kerala, like that, chits we have got. So I think the retail trade can face this much easier, provided they unite,
Unite.
provided they have a proper plan and then work on it. And let me tell you one important thing: caste unites in business, caste divides in politics. This
Okay.
is very critical. I was in um, Europe, one of the diamond centers, and it was in Belgium, Antwerp. I came back, came down. I was staying in a small. I didn't go there to buy diamond. I went there for a financial conference. I came down and I saw in that inn, small place, only bread and breakfast. Nothing else is
Ah,
there. Have, bed and breakfast. Lunch, dinner outside you have to do. And it's a
oh,
very moderate price actually. I saw a board called Jain Meals. I was surprised actually, because I have seen halal meals, veg meals. I've traveled all over the world. So I have never seen Jain meals. I asked that owner, what is the Jain meal? He told, oh, Palanpur Jain, they are our major customers here. They are doing the diamond business in Antwerp. That time, 2001, 2002, Wall Street Journal wrote a front page article how the Jews were controlling 70% of the diamond market in the earlier part of the
yeah.
century. Now, Palanpur Jains are controlling 70% of the diamond market.
Oh,
Can imagine. And they wrote, this is the first time the Jews have been defeated in business without violence. Very simple. No
okay.
violence. These people went and so there is a, like West Coast in Europe, sorry, US. If you go, you will find lot of motels. You know, small. All
Mhm.
of them owned by Patels. They are not even called motels nowadays. They are called Patels. So this is what is happening in the world. Same thing, you know, this two Nadars, Ayamuthu and others went to Vimco, Calcutta, in
Okay.
the difficult times, 1930s, late 30s. They learned how to make matches, came
Matches.
back and told, why don't we try in Sivakasi? That time there was a drought in that area, not even adequate amount of agriculture output. They made the matches, and it slowly grew into a big industry. From matches, they went into firecrackers, crackers, they went into paper. Like that, it enormous amount of industrialization took place due to the
Standard
initial
fireworks.
two Nadars. So all the Nadar community helps each other and other. So let us be very clear: caste unites in business, it divides in politics. Don't confuse the two. So it is required for the retail trade to get back its rhythm, get back its position, and and organize these cooperatives on a multiple scales, different thing, and you can give some good name in Tamil for all this with WhatsApp and collection mechanism. Everything can be streamlined. I'm sure enough technological knowledge is available in among the people in India, in Madras, in Bangalore, so many places. So this is the way in which I would like the Kiranas to approach this issue
Issue.
instead of going to the government and putting application as if who is the government?
Memorandum.
It is
Memorandum
our
to the government.
huh?
Giving memorandum to the government.
Nothing will happen. It is who are they to decide? According to me, it is our society, it is our land, it is our
Our
what call
business.
our system we will create. And as and when you create such a system, government will come to you. I'm telling, it should be the other way. Let's take a simple education. So many educational institutions are run by private fellows. Not everybody is depending on government schools or anything. You
Yes,
go to
yes.
Virudhunagar, Sivagasi area, the amount of educational institution orders have created is unbelievable actually. And all of them are doing reasonably well. So, same thing about healthcare is happening. So, if education and healthcare we can do, we can also do in the
Retail
uh,
sector.
retail trade. So, don't go on giving memorandum. Oh, you give it, those papers will go to the dustbin only. Nothing will happen. And but you initiate action in this front. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Professor, for giving this idea and new suggestion. Let the retail traders fraternity try to analyze this and do their best for their own survival and success against corporate quick commerce companies. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
your thanks for your time, Professor.